Like and subscribe and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week.
Biggest ship fails ever caught on camera. Despite being one of history's biggest tragedies, the RMS Titanic turned out to be a popular Hollywood hit. However, today's video focuses on other mighty ships that weren't quite as lucky as the Titanic. Here are the biggest ship failures ever caught on camera. Watch this video and find out what these two lovers are up to. Number 14. Stuck ship blocking the Suez Canal. The Suez Canal is used as a shortcut between Asia and Europe. Typically, more than 300 ships use this shortcut daily, and when this incident happened, it all came with its consequences. What would you do when one day while traveling, you found out that the easiest shortcut to your destination is completely blocked, and you have to go all the way around via the longer route? This ship got stuck in an inclined angle, blocking every large ship from its passage for almost a week. This called for a plan B, the most dangerous one, but there was no other choice. They had to go all the way around Africa to reach their destination, which added up to an additional 2 weeks of time. Can you imagine more than $10 billion worth of goods passing through the Suez daily? If the ship got stuck for almost a week, how much money did we lose as a whole? Number 13. What happened, Captain? You might wonder what kind of metals are used to build ships, because this one proves it all. Out of nowhere, this huge ship with a long, protruding crane moves towards a nearby ship and aims for the deck. It doesn't seem like an accident because the ship seems to be deliberately moving in that direction. The damage, though, is expensive, as you can see. Who's to blame in this case? Mother Nature for the unstable currents, or two captains having a feud with each other? Number 12. Launching ship fails. Such grace, such honor. Look at her soar. Oops, wait, oh no, she's drowning. Can you imagine giving it your all, your time, your money, your hard work, only to fail at the very last minute? This ship got into the owner's nerves on its launching day, completing its build-up days, and on the very big day itself, the ship rolls over, or let's say capsizes, right in front of their eyes. Can we say it was just bad luck, or did someone mess up big time? No matter the case, it was embarrassing. Number 11. The head-on collision. This was between the Florence Spirit and the MV Atlantis on the Welland Canal. One was carrying truck materials, and the other one was carrying coal when this happened. Do you know that feeling when your child gets hurt or someone that you treasure gets hurt? I know that feeling is the same one that these two captains felt when these two ships collided. The canal was too narrow for both of them to cross, unless they were real experts in this game. Even though a lot of damage was done on both ships, no one was hurt. Quick question though, can ships do reverse? Number 10. Ships sailing below the bridge. Russia is known to be a very powerful country. One sign of proof is its challenger. But to humble it more, it was Russia that proved that South Korea is also a no-go zone. It seems this Russian ship wanted to play shadow and bone it when it was on autopilot mode and attempt to go under the heavily built bridge of South Korea. This failure is weird because it's so obvious there's a bridge ahead, and you try to go right under it as if it would have just teleported itself to the other side. As if none of this is a surprise, the Korean timekeepers only slow down and then continue with their rides as they trust their bridge not to succumb with 100% confidence. Let's just say Russia wanted to test the bridge's structural integrity, and it checked out. Number 9. Launching boat fails. This ship is called Ruben Lasker. The launch happened at the Marinette Marine in Marinette. What we see here is that instead of building the stoppers with steel, they did it using wood, which shattered upon being stepped on by the big machine. The cameraman must be brave enough to have caught it, even though he suffered bruises from the shattering wood. In case you get a chance to witness a launch, please stay at a distance because we need you alive. Number 8. Colliding ships. Stop, stop, stop! I said stop! It's not working! I mean, you can't just have a successful journey without something happening at the end, either good or bad. This pilot had his day spoiled by its ship when he messed it all up at the port. He had this gigantic mall-like machine under control, until he lost it to the port upon landing. Great damage was done on the ship and the port, but what could have stopped it? It was just too late. Number 7, get out of my way. Have you ever had a very rough day and felt like you need to breathe and pass through everything? This captain had a bone to chew with someone, as he seems like letting out his frustrations on the ship. He fails to dock his ship in the right manner, making it clear it's away on everything in front of it, including you if you were caught off guard. The two ships must have felt this one, as they were just chilling, then the bigger one arrived, making a majestic entry. Even though there was nothing to lose here, it was a great failure experienced at that moment by the captain. Number 6, two playing friends. You might think that these two sisters are playing, but take a close look. What do you think is happening? According to the clip here, these two ships succumbed to the fast-moving waters. They lost control as the underpropellers couldn't perform well due to the opposite force being received. As devastated as the captains were, they let what had happened finish, because they did what they did in their power to the very end. The two ships are slowly swept, hitting the bridge as hard as the waters made them hit. We're not sure if the captains were evacuated before it was too late. I wonder if they followed the old saying, a good captain goes down with his ship. If you were a good captain, would you go that far? You can call me a coward, but I would have deserted the ship long before it failed me. Number 5, disturbing the land. This cruise is another thing. A mess. The cruise cut through the dock and a tourist boat that was docked near it. It's not quite an unusual phenomenon to the people living here, because the people have gotten used to such damages occurring. Even the houses near the docks are at great risk of being smashed at any time. People were seen running for their lives as others just stood and watched. Eventually, the ship stopped and everyone alighted safely. Number 4, ship doing away with the cranes. This captain will never be forgiven for what he did. I mean, how can you mess with something that helps you unload yourself? How can you destroy the cranes that are of so much importance? This ship failed a great deal when it decided to do away with anything that came its way. But the worst part was when it destroyed the cranes. For the impatient ones, I know they had a bad day because they all had to wait for another to be reinforced back for business to go on as usual. Luckily, no one got hurt. Number 3, parking like a boss. It's called the Kaidan Caribbean Ferry. The impact was heavy as it cleared everything on the docking section. Some losses are great and beyond imagination, but none of them can be compared to life. Life as in people. It's one thing to make a loss or a great fail, but it makes it better when you don't lose a life. These ships got me wondering about their size and how heavy they are that they can't be steered easily in case of an emergency. There's no more loyal workers than those who, instead of running for their lives, are seen running towards the direction of the ship. How amazing are these people, even though we don't even know about their main agenda in the situation. Number 2, the Pinky Ship. This glamorous pink ship looks like a spoiled brat, so loading it with something too much to handle wasn't a great idea. Everything was okay, but it couldn't help itself anymore, and it had to try to get off a huge load on its back. And this is what happens. I can't help but feel sorry for the guy who just shipped their car, and they're wondering why it's taken so long to arrive. Containers are inclined to almost fall into the ocean, but the good thing is that the ship was already at its destination. I wonder how much the ship owner explained the damage incurred to his clients, because it's guaranteed there was a lot of loss on fragile goods that were in there. Number 1, hooting ship. That moment when the steering wheel fails the captain and he's stranded on what to do. The only choice is hooting to alert the nearby ship. This is what happens to this university ship that then hits another already docked ship. Although no big damage occurred, it's quite an experience for that captain, and I bet they felt a little bit odd that day. You might wonder if the range was miscalculated by the captain, or did Mother Nature have a firm grip on the force of the ship too? We may never know. But with that said, see you next time.